Hi, I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of continuous deployment. What you see here are two jobs called city test and city test deploy. City test is going to pick up one of the any source that you commit to Git, and deploy and city test deploy will take the build artifacts and deploy them out to Cloud Foundry. And these two jobs will work in tandem. So first what I'm going to do is take you to Eclipse, and here I'm going to update this version number on this screen to 11, and then I'm going to save the change, and I'm going to so I've saved the change now, and now I'm going to go to Git. I should be able to see the change. You see that this change is there. I'm going to commit this change in Git. Version 11 is what I'm saying. I'm committing it to master, and the commit is going right now. I have one unsynced, so I'm going to sync it, and as soon as I sync it, now I'm going to switch over to my Jenkins screen, and we shall see whether it picks it up. So I will go to dashboard Jenkins, and city test is the first one that should go. I'm going to look at the build history. You see that build history. You see number 11 is pending now, and it's waiting for execution. So it has picked up the change, and I'm going to wait for it to get done. We'll give it a few minutes as it kicks off. So it has triggered right now. You'll see that on the bottom left corner. You see the progress bar moving. In a few minutes that will finish, and I can go and look at the logs. So they're almost there. And all the past histories are also kept in that build history log there that I'm talking about. So you see that there. Looks like that build completed, and looks like it completed successfully. I can go in and look at that, and I want to look at the console output. That will show me whether the build was successful or not. I'm going to go to the bottom here and see whether the build was successful. You see that it finished successfully. Once it does, now I can go back, and I'm going to go back to my Jenkins dashboard. I'm going to look at city test deploy, see where it is at. It is now, if you see that the build history 4 is waiting for execution. And so basically now city test deploy will take the artifacts that were built, and it will deploy them out to Cloud Foundry. Once this build is done, currently if I look at Cloud Foundry, it should show version 10, and I would expect to see version 11 later. So right now if I look at it, you see cities version 10 there. Once this job is complete, I should see version 11. So it is being triggered, and it is waiting. So we'll give it a few minutes, see where it goes. While we wait for it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look at show you the configuration that I have. So this is the configuration for the what is that? The city test deploy. What I have here is, you see that the version, it's this is the script that's being run. What it should watch or trigger only if the build is stable. A lot of this configuration you have to make sure this goes okay. And here is the final execute shell that deploys it out to what is that? Cloud Foundry. You see the CF push commands sitting out here. So now we'll go back and I'm going to see how the build is doing. Looks like it is still waiting for the next available version. We'll give it a few minutes. I'm going to look at the old history. Console output usually will show you what happened in the old one. Back to project. Still pending here. We'll give it a few more minutes. While that is happening, I'll show you how I would, we can go back and look at city test also. I will show you the configuration there. Here the configuration screen shows you all the things that should be there for the city test deploy. This basically picked it up from Git and deployed it out to Artifactory. If I go into Artifactory and look at it, you will see two items. One is the library release local, which has this one, and this is where it puts out so you see the version 11 is sitting out there. It was on A08 May 1516, and then once the other job is done, it should put it out to ext release, library release. We should see something there, and I do see that, so that is good news. So if I go to my Jenkins job now, leave this page. Now, I'm going to look at it says this is in progress, so looks like it got triggered, and that is accurate. So it is working now. It seems to have triggered, and I'm going to wait for it to finish. So one thing I want to point out is there are two folders in Artifactory. If I go back here, one is the library release local, which city test deploy works on, and will create the artifacts and leave it here. That's what you see as the version 11. And there is the ext release local, which is used by the deploy version, and it will deploy, and once it is working, you should see something being deployed, picked up and moved here. So, and then eventually it will deploy it out to Cloud Foundry. So at this point, it still seems to be working, and we'll wait for it to complete. If you see that, it is working, and I'm going to wait for it to complete here. And if we go and look at that build, I look at the console output for that build. It started. This was build 11. You see all the data there. Let's see what all it did. Looks like it did a CF push. It is creating a route. Let's see what the final statement there is. A finished success, as you can see. So that is good news. Now I want to go out and look at my Pivotal Web Services and see what is there. Now if I go in and look, I'm going to refresh the screen. Now you see that it is cities 11 is what you have. So previously we had cities 10, and if I go back to this tab where I had cities 7, I have to change it to cities 11 now. 11, and if I say version and test it, I should get version 11. Excellent. That is the test I was expecting. And so you see what I've displayed here so far is right from source. When the source is committed to Git, the changes do get deployed out to Cloud Foundry. So that was a quick demo of continuous deployment. Thank you.